Are we rolling, rolling, rolling on the river? Guys, welcome back to another podcast episode. It is 8:45 a.m. on Sunday. The laundry's in the dryer. I can wait to fold it because I hate doing that. I have some really good friends of mine in town and coming up here to record the podcast right now. Can't lie, kind of feels like when you're at the function and you gotta poop real bad, but you don't want to miss out on all the fun. So, a little antsy. What can I say? I want to get back to the good times. But before we get to those fun times, got a lot of fun things to talk about. I'm going to pull up a couple notes I made today because we're talking about none other than routine building. Oh, shit. I think this is what most people kind of know me for on social media. There's a lot more to it than just being a robot routine carry-outer, but nevertheless, the routine building stuff, it's interesting because I love working with people on this. So in my mentorship, building routines is, I think, where people's mind goes as this is the main goal. I want to get a good routine. Really, it's the physical and practical framework for purpose. So when you decide, hey, here's what I care about in my life, you need something to attach it to. You need something to build consistency in, so then that purpose in your life can actually be carried out. So that's why I think there's a lot of real benefit to routine building. So first things first, I kind of want to just walk through my personal routine. I've been doing this for many, many years. There's been small little changes in it here and there, but for the most part, as a lot of you guys may know, I wake up at 5 a.m. every single day. That's been the case for about 6.5 years now. There have been 2 days in the last 6.5 years where I did not wake up at 5 a.m. One was a hospital visit. I think I woke up at 6 the next morning, so I got back from the hospital at 2 a.m. or something. And then one was an alarm malfunction. Both days, super not fun because in my world, the 5 a.m. wake up is a non-negotiable. And yeah, I could use the excuse, hey, nothing I could have done about it. I was in the hospital, all these kinds of things. But then my mind goes, well, shoot, what if I did it anyways, right? So won't dive too far into that, but the 5 a.m. wake up is absolute non-negotiable. I do it every day, whether I stay up mad late, which I kind of never do, or go to bed on time, which I try and do a lot more frequently. So we start at 5 a.m. I walk downstairs, the walk of pain to the ice bath. So go outside, 3 minutes in the ice bath. It's at about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, but there's little jets in there, so it keeps pushing the water around at you. Much, much worse than the still water. So I used to have a chest freezer. I made a little Frigidaire chest freezer DIY cold plunge, and I used to just have it smack in the middle of my living room, and I kept that at 33 degrees Fahrenheit, so just a degree above freezing, and that was horrible. I mean, it was really awful, but 40 degrees moving water, I mean, that's the real pain station right there. So wake up at 5, walk downstairs, 3 minutes in the ice bath, then I dry off, get some clothes on. It's hot out right now in Austin, Texas, so usually just shorts, shoes, and then I go for a minimum of 1 mile run. So the running daily, this is kind of my most consistent forward-facing thing on social media that a lot of people know me for. So just hit 7 years of the run streak a few weeks ago. Can't remember. I guess it would be June 13th, actually, so about a month ago. But 7 years there, super consistent. Obviously, it's not about the running. It's not about the ice bath. For me, those things are the anchor of a lot of my self-respect, the character I'm trying to build within myself, the example I'm trying to show to other people. So those things are really pivotal. After I come back from the run, I'll typically cook my breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at the same time so that later on in the day, when I don't want to cook my lunch, and even later in the day when I don't want to cook my dinner, those things will already be made. This is a concept I call emotional planning, which I want to dive into a little bit later, but a lot of really good stuff there. In my opinion, front loading the morning is really effective because I love the feeling of getting all of the difficult stuff done first, and then building up to a more and more enjoyable day as the day goes on. So I want my life to get better as life goes on. The day gets better as the day goes on. So it's kind of this eat the frog concept. Do the first thing, or do the hardest thing first, so it's out of the way. Because procrastination, to put it simply, whether consciously or subconsciously, places a very heavy emotional weight that's completely unnecessary and definitely taints the other things that you do. So if I have something that's due, quote unquote due, I mean, I'm not in school anymore, but due a month from now, I'll do the whole thing today so it's not hanging over my head, again, consciously or subconsciously, for that following month. So I love my evenings to actually be very chill because I don't want to be stressing and trying to get all my work done right before I go to bed. Seems kind of crazy. So starting the day off strong, get the momentum, have the most energy, and knocking it out by the time the evening comes around, making it perfectly chill and nice. So a few concepts that I want to really dive into just around this routine building thing that I think will help you guys out. Whether you're trying to build routines, just get a better understanding of why you should have good routines. I think, again, it's kind of the foundation of carrying out purpose in your life. So one thing to note, routine has to end at some point so the actual day can happen too. So I think through social media, people think that my routine is just 16 hours long and every single day is robotic and exactly the same. I do very similar things each day. I have a pretty strong structure to it, but at the same time, not every day is exactly the same. And my morning routine is so structured, so airtight, and down to the minute in most cases. But once the morning routine is over, I mean, sometimes I just sit there and stare at the wall. Sometimes I am not ultra productive because to just keep getting things done actually isn't that productive in itself. I mean, you're doing things, you're producing outcomes of some kind, but that doesn't always mean that you're working towards being more fulfilled or clear of mind. So the actual day takes over around, 7, 8 a.m. So the first 2 hours, I'm knocking out all the stuff that's very me focused, and then the day can have plenty of flexibility. So not too robotic. When you're implementing something new, so let's say that you don't exercise and now you want to start going to the gym. Building a new routine around this, it will actually be ass at first. It's not going to feel good at all. So you hear people that talk about the fact that they exercise and they feel so good and they're healthy and they got more energy and all those things. You're not going to get that right away. So you actually have to spend more and more energy. There's actually a major cost to implementing a new routine until it eventually becomes something that fuels you. So when you're first starting to work out, you're going to go to the gym and then you're going to be tired as shit the next day. And then you're going to go to the gym again the next day, hopefully. And then you're going to be even more tired than that because it's just stacking. And eventually you're going, holy crap, this whole gym thing sucks. I'm not doing this anymore. And that's where most people will stop. But they don't wait until the point where going to the gym, kind of doing the overhaul on your lifestyle and your health, actually starts to make you have way more energy. You become way healthier, and then it starts to pay off, and you can see why it's actually valuable to do it. It takes a minute to get there, though. So again, routines are going to be ass at first. Hang in there, and then eventually they're going to give you more energy. There's going to be a reward from that. So, I think a lot of people run into a very strong mental battle when it comes to their thing they're trying to implement. So again, we'll jump back to this gym idea. If somebody says they want to go to the gym, I want to go to the gym every single day, and for whatever reason, that's the thing they want to carry out. And in most cases, I would ask somebody that states that to me, hey, why do you want to do that? Maybe they'll explain that they want to be healthier, they want to be fitter, they want to look better, whatever it is. Let's say that the ideal is to go every day for 30 days in any given month, right? Every day going to the gym. And they go 10 days. So every third day they're going to the gym. So obviously not carrying out the consistency that they want to have. I would ask, okay, is the is the why behind going to the gym good enough to propel you to do it when you don't want to, right? So if someone said, hey, I'm going to shoot your best friend if you don't go to the gym every single day, that person would just go to the gym every single day. Easy. Because there would be a damn strong purpose behind it. Okay, I know exactly why I need to go to the gym. If it's, I want to lose 15 pounds, and then something really stressful comes up, you had an overwhelming day. I mean, is 15 pounds that good of a reason to propel you to go after the overwhelming day? And why would I even go? It's 15 pounds. I can lose that anytime. So typically the why is the issue, or it's not a good goal, right? The 30 days of working out, going to the gym every single day for any given month, if you can't access a strong enough why, then the goal is not good. It's not an aligned goal, because if it's unreasonable for you or your life, then you need to figure out a better expectation to set. Because if you're just blindly setting the bar high and you're not meeting the expectation over and over and over again, you'd be better off just setting a lower bar so then you can set expectations and meet them. If you're just arbitrarily setting expectations you're not going to meet, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So there's two options there. It's a bad why or a bad approach. Or no, a bad why or a bad goal, excuse me. So routines in general are a skill just like anything else. So, I mean, this idea of kind of the proprietary routine is something I'll refer to sometimes, because no one in the entire world, out of the 8 billion people or whatever, has my exact routine. They might do things at the same time, for the same amount of time, in the same-ish place, but nobody has my bed. They might have the same brand of mattress and the same brand of bed frame, but nobody has my bed in this exact house with the fork that I use and the spatula that I place on that side of the sink instead of the other side of the sink, and the refrigerator with the handle here. When you get down to the molecular frickin' science of your own routine, it is genuinely a proprietary thing. You can't go on YouTube and say, how to do my morning routine. Again, you can pull inspiration, you can have kind of the skeleton structure, but once you have figured out your system that works, it's literally yours, which I think is a cool thing. But you have to build your proficiency in carrying that out just like any other skill. So, if I'm cooking in the morning and I turn the heat on, I turn the little flame on to heat up the pan. And then while the pan is heating up, I'm cutting open the beef packages. And then while that's done and the pan's still heating up, or I have butter on one of them that takes longer to do, then I go get the eggs from the refrigerator and then I'm chopping it's the timing, it's the placement, it's figuring out what's the most effective thing. And this is a lifetime project to figure out how to be most efficient in your space, your life, your timeline. And once you do figure that out, it's actually really cool, because again, it's a science. It's your thing. Yo.
Snap down time.
Dude, are you gonna snap me down? So these are the friends I was making the analogy of having to go poop at the function and missing out on all the fun. Dude, I can't wait for you to try that later. It's gonna be so good. Do you like my setup here?
I do. I really enjoy it, and I also need a laptop charger.
Hey, what up, vlog?
You can actually use this.
What's up, vlog? You're in a day in the life.
Yeah, kind of. It's a podcast, though.
Is this edited?
Right.
What?
Like, do you edit this?
No.
Just
Cool.
raw.
Just raw.
That's
So we can't be
amazing.
too crazy.
I mean,
Don't say anything.
yeah, just don't say words.
Alright, I'm leaving.
No, but this paper thing, this cord going up, it's a dummy battery, which means it's plugged into the wall so it never loses charge. But the stupid thing won't stay in because it's a piece of shit. So I have to wedge a little piece of paper in there. That's what that is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see? My proprietary routines and setups. Full circle, baby.
Dude, ingenuity.
Genius.
I like it. Keep it up, keep it up.
All right.
Alright, when you're done, let's go drink some beers, right?
Okay, yeah.
Smoke some za.
Yeah. Weed, beers, drugs. Cool. Back to it. So the last part that I want to walk through is what to do. You know what I mean? Because you can take all this information. It's kind of, it's a little abstract, just these concepts. But a few things that you can really focus on when you're creating your own routines. So this emotional planning thing that I referenced at the beginning of the pod, I want you to think about the pockets of your day that are the most stressful and take all of the bullshit out of those spots. And then think of the parts of your day where you have the most energy, you're the least bothered. Put the most annoying responsibilities in those pockets of your day. So like I mentioned, I cook my breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the morning after the hardest parts of the day, which is ice bath, run, that whole morning routine section. In that time, I'm kind of feeling good. You know what I mean? I'm not overly stressed. I got the hard part out of the way, kind of refreshing part, got the mental clarity. So the thing that I would least want to do later on, I'm going to do in that pocket of the day. So cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, after a full half day of working, talking to clients, having really deep conversations, being really in that headspace, super focused, getting stuff done, getting the to-do list knocked out, editing, whatever it is, after a half day of working, am I really going to want to go downstairs and cook and wash dishes and do all that bullshit? No. Of course not. So I walk downstairs and my meal is already made because I did that responsibility when I would more so be willing to do it. And then I set myself up for success. Then second half of the day of work, maybe I have jujitsu. Maybe I go to the gym for a few hours. Maybe I have more editing, another meeting, another thing of planning, whatever it is. And then I get back, it's 6 p.m., who knows? Do you think then I'm going to want to cook again and wash dishes again and do all that bullshit again? No. So I come in and my meal is already made because I placed that responsibility in a less strenuous part of the day. So emotional planning. If you've gone through enough days of your life, you know when your emotions are going to be heightened or you're going to be mentally overwhelmed. So don't place the freaking annoying responsibilities in that part of the day. Be strategic, not just with timing. Don't set timing expectations. Set the expectations based on how you know you're going to feel. And if you pay attention to your day enough, again, you know where those pockets of your day are. The care scale is something that I use in talking to a lot of the clients that I work with about implementing new things, if it makes sense to, if it doesn't make sense to. So I say the care scale out of 7. Let's say somebody wants to, well, I'll use myself actually. Someone starts to read. Me. Not actually, though, because I'm not reading. And I'll explain why through the care scale concept. God, I can't speak. If you wanted to read like I would conceptually like to do, reading every day, that would be a great thing, right? 30 minutes of reading? Perfect. I have to sit with myself in an honest conversation and say, how much do I actually care about reading right now? And the number out of 7, and I use 7 because there's 7 days in a week, as in how many days per week am I actually going to carry this thing out? The care scale number, it cannot be a fantasy number, as in, I care 7 out of 7. If you go 4 weeks with this goal of reading, and each week you only read 3 out of the 7 days, you cannot say you have a 5 out of 7 care about reading. The truth of the matter, the honest truth, is that you care a 3 out of 7 about reading. And if I'm truly honest with myself, if we're talking about the last, 6 months, my care scale to read every day is actually a 0 out of 7 because I don't read. And if I cared more to read, then that would show up in my consistency. If I really said, man, I care so much to read every single day, it would be a 7 out of 7, and I would carry that out. Now, a 7 out of 7, if you're thinking of something and you say, I care so much that this is a 7 out of 7, I don't care if the world is on fire, you're doing that thing every single day. So as I've spoken about before, whether it's the run, the ice bath, things like that, that's a 7 out of 7 because that sucker gets done. But there are plenty of things that you have to honestly state your care scale about. And reading, again, 0 out of 7 for me. Last thing I want to kind of conclude the podcast on is this idea of a plan versus a decision. if you're going to create routines for yourself and you're going to maybe go on ChatGPT, maybe you get the notebook out, you engineer the perfect routine. You got the time for everything. You're locked in. It's a night. You got highlighted sections. You got the bold. You got the thing written out. It's just dialed as can be. That's a plan. And all of the time, things don't go to plan. However, when you make a decision to do something, a decision is a very different feeling in the gut of I'm going to do this thing. It gets done. If you decide tomorrow I am doing X, Y, and Z, then you'll get it done. If it's just part of the plan, well, shoot, you might as well default on the plan this time as you have with 100,000 other things because, again, the world is always trying to pull you away from the plan. The world can't really pull you away from a decision if it's a strong enough one. So plan versus decision. If you want something to get done, you actually want to be consistent. Make a decision to do it, not a plan to do it. That said, to finish off the podcast, got my ending notes here. Per usual. If you're watching the pod on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and comment what you thought. I freaking love to hear from you guys, genuinely. It's just so nice to see the comments because Instagram, I could post anything and someone's going to hate it, someone's going to love it. They'll just be whatever kind of random comments, among great ones too. But when you guys comment on these videos, it's always such quality. Even if it's maybe disagreeing or presenting a new idea, it's actual conversation based, although it's in a comment section. There's a lot of value to that, so I really do appreciate seeing those. If you're listening on Spotify or watching on Spotify, would love it if you gave the show 5 stars. Helps out a lot, and you can comment on Spotify too. So same idea there. Love to hear from you guys. If you want to subscribe to my free newsletter, you should definitely click the link in the description and show notes because twice a week I just send out the text version of what's going on in my mind. So just writing down some thoughts, trying to provide as much value as possible to you guys just because I love you so much. What can I say? So that's totally free. It's good if you want to screenshot something, send it to a friend, make it your wallpaper, have something that is not video and audio form. So that's something you can do there as well. I know kind of throughout the episode I mentioned my mentorship. So this is what I actually do for a living is help people one-on-one and through my community build and evolve through essentially what I've talked about today and millions of other ideas too. So if you're looking for more intentional guidance with your proprietary routines, your proprietary life, you can click the links in the description and show notes of the episode to apply to work one-on-one with me or to apply to join my community. So I want to throw that out there as a couple different resources. And last, and perhaps most, 3 words, and I think you know them: no phone dinner. If you are eating dinner tonight, if you're eating dinner right now, we might need to put this in place for tomorrow because this would kind of defeat the purpose. But when you eat dinner tonight, or when you pretend to eat dinner tonight if you're fasting, your phone is not going to be there. You could be with your family. You could be with your friends. You could be with yourself. All of those are incredible options and opportunities to sit there with your damn self with no distractions, stare at the wall, stare out the window, look at the fan, who knows, and just exist in the present moment. Bring yourself back to humanity, even if just for a few minutes. With that said, you guys are the best. This was fun. I hope you got something from this episode, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have an incredible day. Peace out.